Good evening. K1 Community, Jeff Wiggum. Seeking the kingdom first. Even on the days, this is the daily chat, just so you have someone I would speak to you. Maybe it's just me speaking to myself, but that's the daily church. It's the daily life. It's our daily living. Um, so what was I going to talk about? I was starting to make mention of some of this stuff like QAnon and a lot of these things in our life that aren't necessarily, they certainly aren't Christian. But then it's the whole political movements and all the rest. And I could drift over to AI and other things. It's a real phenomenon that's going on. It's really significant. I mean, it's not like it's something we shouldn't be aware of. But the more I think about spending my time talking about Q, not that what do I know, right? I'm just going to point to just this general world thing, and my discussion is really going to be why I'm not going to drill too deep into Q, right? Because it's just a dirty hole, right? It's really a lot of new agey kind of stuff, a lot of really of a not kind of Christiany stuff. If you look in there, but I mean, I know it's exciting and all. So this is really a presentation that I'm not going to do. But you'll hear these things out there. The storm is here. And it was creepy when President Trump talked about the storm back in 2017, where this QAnon sort of grabbed hold of it. Man, you could watch all that stuff and you could see a bunch of just bad stuff, all kinds of crap with all this Pizzagate, pedophile, Trump, Epstein. But, where do you even go? Where do you even, it's just a dark hole, but we can tell from the beginning, guess what? Epstein, like, that's not someone we'd want to be around. I don't even know the guy or his chick. Honestly, Donald Trump, I mean, where does he fit in? Even though I vote for him because, and I'm not saying so, because he at least says he's going to vote against abortion. And the other guy says he's just good to go with killing a bunch of babies. I'm not voting for that guy. So who cares? Right. I agree. Who cares? But this Q thing, the Trump thing, just like America, it's got synonymous with this Christian idea, but it's not, right? It's not. That's my 2 cents. That's what I'm saying. This is my reminder to myself this day. It is not. Conservative is not. I mean, in some ways, it's the Christian ideals, but there's no Republican Party or something else. This world's very different than what we are, is what I think. Not that I'm right, think your own thing. I don't mean to offend you. But I want to speak plain about something that we're interested in and we're constantly being pressured on, is being a Republican to Christian. Or I guess whoever Democrat is, which I don't understand, a bunch of baby killing nastinesses. But nonetheless, I bet you're looking over and you're seeing greedy old Donald Trump, and he's a liar and he's a scumbag and he's grabbing girls by who knows where. I get you. I couldn't agree with you more. Yeah, I'm just I break over to just mainly that one thing. And I guess people like Hillary Clinton, these people, yeah, they're all was she Methodist? Well, maybe so. I see a lot of people acting like, saying they're Methodist. I promise you, she and John Wesley would not have a lot in common. But you know what? So on one hand, I care a little bit about the politics. We are in this world, and I care about all those babies getting killed. But on the other part of it, I mean, come on, it's a little bit of a joke. You know what I mean? I mean, it's all this Hegelian dialectic they're all talking about. All that stuff is happening. That's the bigger joke. They reveal it to us, and it still goes on. Anyway, I'm not going to see, it's a rabbit hole. This is my QAnon experience. I'll listen a little bit, and for some reason, it's a little inspiring. at moments. So I try to hear what he's talking about. But then you really get into what this Q thing is. It's not Christian at all. At all, brother. I mean, no, it's not. And then you got a lot of all kinds of other stuff hooked in here with Q, and then people over here pledging, taking the pledge. What's the pledge? The pledge is like where we go one, we go all. I'm not raising my hands to that. I mean, there's a ton of people out there who figure this thing out and see that this is some kind of esoteric, which means hidden, some hidden mystery school religion crap, Makes sense to me. I don't know. I really don't care. I really don't care. Now, I do care because it affects people around me that feel strongly about this crap and they get their head buried in it and they don't have their head buried in the Bible. But what do you say? I don't know what to say. The Great Awakening. I'm going to tell you, the Great Awakening was, right? It's John Wesley is at the beginning of Great Awakening. And you know what they preach? They preach holiness. What this letter dude is, right? Whatever this is. He's not talking about holiness. They're acting like he is. Oh, yeah, there's purity. We're the patriots. Man, there's holiness. That's not holiness. To America, really? 13 bars, 13 steps, really? You got the Washington Monument. We got nothing but all the temples up there in the pentagram in D.C. I mean, we're clearly in a world, in a country. I mean, you can see the ladies that are on the top of all the main buildings that standing in the harbor. Of course, I took my kids to see it like a good patriot. We're covered up. But we're here. So you know what? We're in here. When in Rome, right? There we are. But it starts to really get specific. People get real passionate about Trump, fella. I mean, I got son put a Trump sticker on his car. Wouldn't put a Jesus sticker. Doesn't put a Jesus sticker on his car. He probably would, but doesn't. But puts a Trump on it. I mean, what? But they're young and conservative and all that kind of stuff, which I prefer over the liberal option. But so, what am I talking about today? You might be out here like I am, and you might have looked in all this. Now, this is called like the greatawakening.com or something like that. And this is some poster they promote. And basically, they put all this series of, and I believe in, of course, I believe in conspiracy. What are you talking about? Absolutely. I think we live in a world that half the answers that we've been given or the narratives or that they're all definitely lies, right? The vast majority of them. I don't believe anything. I believe the Bible. That's it. The Bible doesn't say it. I don't believe it. I mean, I might go along with it, but I'm not banking on it. But if you look at this, I guess I got 3 little slides here. Man, they weave everything in here. I mean, I don't know. It's you just could pick a spot, and you're all into this pre-atomized down in Antarctica and holistic healing right next to the Book of Enoch and that Ankh symbol and the Anunnaki, and you'll hear people talking right now about Planet X, Nibiru coming back into 3,600 years. I've listened to all of it. I really have, not all of it. I don't know that much, but I've listened to a lot. To where I understand what most of these guys are saying, and I really do think it goes back to the sort of spiritist, new agey, all melded together, new religion kind of thing. I could have easily, and I may do it again, just put something on AI because that's as creepy as it gets, quantum computing and all that kind of stuff. But is that really where I want to spend my time? Because I know I live in a spiritual world, right? I know that this world is not what I think it is. I know that the hearts of men is wicked, right? And it's deceitful. And you know what? They're doing all kinds of things. And I know that where there's power and money, well, there's a lot of sin there because that ain't the power of God, right? But I know God will put a guy in. Maybe he put Trump in. I guess he puts in all the all the leaders. That's sort of the way I go. I don't know if that's technically accurate. I'm not sure how low down the totem pole you have to be appointed by God. Is the secretary of the school board, is she appointed by God? Maybe she's probably having more impact on people, but I don't know. I'm guessing so. That the leadership, that God has a hand in the leadership, but it has nothing to do with holiness. God uses all those. God uses all those pharaohs and everybody else and Nebuchadnezzar and all these guys exactly how He wanted to. So let me tell you what, faith in Him not a prerequisite. God does what He does. So, how much time do we spend in looking into that? Yeah, I think it's sort of funny. They're all related, right, to some wherever the Queen's lineage. Yeah, I think it's funny how our birth certificates are all in capital, and there's some kind of, we've been, we're all somehow property of the crown. I don't really care. I don't really know. I mean, I already assume I am an economic slave in this world. Now, Jesus set me free, but I live in a world where it's, you know, you just saddle up with paying the company store or whatever other kind of control, and that's okay because I'm actually sent here to work. That my hope is not in this world, right? My hope is up there. And well, this world does a good job of reminding me that my hope is up there, right? My own sin reminds me of that. When I'm around places like, man, I've gone to places where I'm like, man, what am I doing here? Or a goof on, and I'm not saying it's bad, but still, I'm like, what am I doing? I hate that gross feeling when I feel like I've sinned and I feel like I've gone down the wrong path. And sometimes in my mind, I'm not feeling like I've gone down the right path in a while. And so, man, I talked about sin. I talked about everything else, but man, when I feel that burden of that sin in my own just pitiful condition, man, it reminds me. It makes me want to speak a little different. First of all, when I realize my own flesh, it makes me not want to say Jesus to anybody. It makes me want to throw the towel in it. It makes me want to just go do something else. I don't know. But I don't do it because I feel like it. I do it because I think I'm supposed to do whatever little I do. Not that I really do anything wonderful. But it's that sin, man. It's like a piece of death. It really is. You know. So, but having said that, look, at the same time, I'm not wasting, you know what? I don't want to waste my life in sin. Sometimes when sin gets on you a little bit, man, it's sticky. You know, you're trying to brush it off, but it doesn't brush. Well, now it's on your hand. Now, what? Oh my gosh! Now you try to get up, and now you put it on your desk, or you got that grape jelly on your computer. You know what I'm saying? It sins like that. It's just like Scooges. But God delivers us from sin. Maybe we're still in this flesh, but He is delivering us from sin, and it's our sin is one of the reasons I love God so much. Is that He took me how I was, but He didn't leave me how I was. So that's the good news I'm going to say today. And when it comes down to looking into this, is just one little thing. I could have done a bunch. Maybe that's not what we need to do. All right, guys. Good night. God bless. Let's stay to the narrow path and keep looking to Jesus. Let's spend our time looking into the big mysteries inside the Word. There's huge ones in there that are hidden. All right, because that's what we have. We have a mystery God, but He's not one of these punk mystery religion, Kabbalistic nastinesses. Um, God's God is pure, is good. There's just no end to the depth. Lord, reveal Yourself to us, Lord, please. But lead us into seeking for You. because it's a treasure, which we shouldn't get if we're not looking. We shouldn't get it anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm really saying, but God help us look for you. We love you. In Jesus' name, amen.